Welcome back to Crazy Ball TV. Thank you so very much, guys. I appreciate you joining me for another edition. We're going to discuss weekend matches. We talk about LFC, of course, and we talk about the rest of the other matches, especially Manchester United losing. But anyway, guys, please share, subscribe, like. Let's go. All right, guys, you know what happened over the weekend. Liverpool played Fulham oh, man. It was sad. I've never seen Liverpool play like this before. This was ridiculous. I mean, to the point where I've never seen Klopp so furious. I mean, the man was mad. And I'm upset that some people are making it seem like all he said was, oh, the excuse is because it was a dry pitch. You heard what he said. And Don Robbie, we saw the post that you posted on Twitter. So don't think that you are different. But anyway, this was embarrassing to the highest order. Liverpool should not be playing like this. None of the players, none of them. I mean, the only bright side was probably Nunes. And even him, he had to dig deep to be able to play the way he played. Alisson, no communication with his backline. Van Dijk, no whatsoever leadership to make sure everybody's playing well. Henderson, captain, what were you doing? You didn't talk to your team. I mean, the midfield, the forward line, Diaz, you overrunning, you overdoing. Your end product needs to start coming out, bro. Bobby, what's going on, man? You were just missing. Thiago, unavailable. All he did is run, and hurt himself now again. Fabinho, I mean, it was like he were not even there. I mean, what's going on? Robo, Matip, Trent, embarrassing. And I'm going to start with Robo. Robo, I think you start to feel yourself a little bit too much. You're feeling yourself a little bit too much. You need to stay calm and focus on the task at hand. Remember, we got Tsimikas on the side. And yes, club loves you most, but eventually the fans are going to start realizing that you feeling yourself, man. You are always off. VVD, leadership, where is it at? How do you let Mitrovic boss the whole back line like that? Matip, focus, man, focus. You start well, and then all of a sudden you disappear. Trent, same mistake every single time. The first goal that Mitrovic scored, it was based on lack of communication with him. Alisson should at least come out, but I'm giving him just a little excuse because he just got back from his injury. But he should have been talking to Trent to tell him, dude, somebody's behind you. And everybody knows when you're in the game, they tell you if you're gonna jump and somebody's behind you, make yourself big so that they can't overpower you. VVD should have been talking to him. Robo needs to stop allowing ball being sent from his side to the back post. That is very frustrating. That's how Madrid scored their goal. The midfield and Robo are not communicating. VVD needs to make sure that everybody needs to be where they need to be at. And that is what happened. We were not playing well. We went in there with the mentality of how VVD caused the penalty. That was a rookie mistake. How do you stick your foot out like? Usually you put your body in front of the player so they can, and you marshal them to the other side. And every time you go down, 90% of the time you get the ball. This was a lazy attempt to defend. And that's how Liverpool showed up. And that is embarrassing and it's very frustrating. And I understand why Klopp is upset. And personally, if he could, he should have subbed 5 people in the first half. Maybe that would have changed their mind. Second half was not better. Yes, we scored 2 goals in the first half. The second half, but still, it was not better than the first half. The first half was just 0. Second half was 1. That is not good. I'm not even going to talk about play to play, but it was embarrassing. And Salah was by himself most of the time. There's nothing he could do because he never gets the ball. VVD is trying to do these long balls. If it's not working, stop. Give yourself a chance. Man, that was so frustrating. But anyway, we move on. 2-2, we didn't lose. We still got one point. Next game, we play against Crystal Palace, and I'm expecting us to come out stronger and better than what we did because we should have never even played. We should have just given them the 1 point and say, take it. This was embarrassing. It was extremely, extremely embarrassing. And I know Klopp is going to make changes. Right now, it seems to me that Nunes needs to start. All right. On the number 8, I think we need to start Elliott. Get the kid's game back because Elliott is trying way too hard when he comes off the bench. And I'm scared that that's going to cause him to re-injure himself because that's the same thing Ings did. Every time he gets injured, he wants to play so hard and then he re-injured himself. And it kept going until he had to leave. And we need to start bringing Carvalho a little bit more. Keita is back, after his illness. So I'm expecting him to start when we play against Newcastle in Anfield. Let Fabinho sit on the bench and have Henderson. If the captain has to play, put him at 6. Henderson, this running, we saw it. He could not run anymore. It's time where he and Fabinho fight for the 6th position. That's it. Trent needs to, if Trent plays like that, we need to bench him. I'm sorry. And we can't keep putting Gomez there because that's where he usually gets injured a lot when he plays on that side. Push Milner over there. Klopp needs needs to stop babying these guys, man. They are way too comfortable, because when Klopp first came there, look what he did to Sissoko. That type of, strictness is gone. So you got players a little bit comfortable. Ox comes, he got injured and no fault of his own, but then he was way too comfortable coming back because he didn't expect that somebody's going to take his position. Now he doesn't even know how to come up. It was so frustrating. I don't know what to say. As you guys can see, I'm just ranting. Liverpool, one thing that I'm going to say is we always think ahead. We always have a forward plan. Right now, it's time that our forward plans comes a little bit sooner. This waiting thing or waiting for VVD, Konate, Keita, all those, that has to stop. There's too much money in the league right now for us to be waiting a whole year for somebody else to come in. We did very well with Diaz. That's how we need to operate. If you have to spend, you make the money back. Anyway, let's move on. What happened to the rest of the league? We're not going to talk about Liverpool. They were embarrassing. If I were to grade everybody gets a 2, including the goal. The only person who gets a 6 and a 7, Nunes gets a 7, Salah gets a 6. Everybody gets a 2. I don't rate the guys who came off the bench because they didn't give us enough playing time. But anyway, let's talk about what happened to the rest of the league. Friday, Arsenal played Crystal Palace. Arsenal won 2-0. It was an entertaining match. You could tell that this season came a little bit too early for everybody because nobody's playing well. The only match that I felt that was a high intensity was Spurs versus Southampton, which ended up with a 4-1 win to Spurs. That one was exciting. There was a lot of, it's not just the goals, it was the competition between those two. There was more intensity. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. There was more intensity between the two teams. It was back and forth a little bit more. You can't judge off how another team is going to play for the rest of the season. Spurs had a lot of holes. I mean, that formation, you expecting them to be more solid, but there was a lot of holes. And if Southampton had their shooting shoes on, they would have scored more goals. But they did what they had to do. Newcastle played very well, beat the newcomer, they beat Forest 2-0. Leeds and Wolves was more exciting match, ended up 2-1. Bournemouth beats Aston Villa, Steven Gerrard. Pressure is going to start hitting you. Plus Fulham and Liverpool 2-2. Boring match. Chelsea versus Everton. One goal. It's not even just the one goal, the penalty goal. It's just the game was extremely boring. I mean, this is not what EPL is known for. Leicester and Brentford, Brentford was down 2-0 and still came back. Leicester, 2-2. Manchester United losing to Brighton brought a smile into my face. That's the only bright spot I have about the weekend, Manchester United losing, because everybody thought that Ten Hag era has begun. Oh, you guys are still shot. You guys are still trash. Still trash. And of course, Man City scored 2 goals thanks to Haaland. Y'all was making fun of him. The man was on a mission today. And even watching Man City and West Ham, you could tell both teams were not at the races. West Ham, I don't know what they were thinking. They just sat there. Yes, City came up with not a new formation, just they pushed the fullbacks inward where they became midfielders. And I don't know how they could not. West Ham was playing very frustrated. When they started playing well, they put City under pressure. But there was no pressure on City. They just watched City just kept playing the ball over and over and over and over and over. And then when they made an attempt, they got scored 2 goals on. But hey, that City, they came in, they took our business, they move on. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. We'll be back again. More transfer news. I'll try to get here for transfer news. But right now, Liverpool, we need a midfielder. I don't care what Klopp is saying. You need a midfielder. Stop this waiting game. It's not helping anybody anymore. We need to have our plans ahead so we could stay ahead of the following pack. There's too much money. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I know I was babbling on, nothing to listen here, but hey, share, subscribe, like. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel a little bit better. But if we were going to lose, let's lose. If we're going to draw, let's draw. But this one, that was very frustrating. Anyway, peace.